Hi everyone. So today in class we worked on problems that we had to factor that we actually have never really seen before. This is in the introduction to Unit 3 on polynomials. And so we were looking at this problem. It says x cubed minus 8x squared plus 22x minus 21 can be written in this form. So we've got a binomial and a trinomial. Where a, r, s, and t are integers, what are all the possible values for r, s, t, and a? And so I want us to think about this. It's a polynomial of higher degree, so 4 terms. So typically we would look at it, look for GCF, go through our factoring process, and get to 4 terms and see that we need to group. But this is not something that we can group. Now in this unit, we're going to actually learn how to do this algebraically, but for now I wanted us to use structure and thinking about what we do know, okay? So we're saying that this polynomial of degree 3 can be written in the form, means it equals x minus a times rx squared plus sx plus t. All right, so what are some things that we could do if we were thinking about this? Well, we've talked about the fact since that has a degree 3, there should be 3 roots, okay? So in my thinking right here, I see that that's going to give me a real root. So I love it because it's something that I'll be able to see on the graph. Okay, so if I go to Desmos, which I'm going to do here, and I type in x cubed minus 8x squared plus 22x minus 21, I can see that this graph is a cubic function, which we know follows that really nice S curve, and it has 1 real root. So that tells me something. It tells me the other roots are imaginary. Okay. But if x equals 3 was the root, okay, so we know that x minus 3 is a root. X equals 3 is the root. Then we know that x minus 3 is the factor. We know that x minus 3 is the factor. So now I know that a equals 3. Okay, now I'm going to use that fact and what I know about multiplying polynomials, and I'm going to set up an area model. I love the area model for these because it really helps me picture what's happening. Okay, so I have a binomial and a trinomial. So I'm going to have a 2 by 3. And I know that this would be x and this would be minus 3. All right, well, now we know if we multiply these two together, we have to get this. So that means that in my box, it's going to have to equal x cubed minus 8x plus 22x minus 21. Now, you have to understand, though, there's 6 boxes, so it's not going to look all cut and dry. All right, but what we do know is that x times rx squared is going to give me x cubed, so that helps a lot. So that tells me that I have to have x squared here. All right, well, that would give me inside the box x cubed. Now, I know that no matter what, when I multiply this out, my last term has to be negative 21. That would come from this box right here. And so I know that negative 3 times 7 would give me negative 21. Okay, so now I got to deal with everything in the middle. Now, I'm going to use those numbers to kind of guide me through this. I know that this right here would be negative 3x squared because the area of that box would be negative 3x squared. But I need to somehow get negative 8x squared. Have to think about it a little bit. I know that 7 times x would give me 7x, and I know that I need this to give me 22. So just using some logic here, it would mean that I'd need a negative 5x squared here, and I would need a 15x squared here. A 15x here, sorry. All right, so that would mean that this would have to be negative 5x. Let's see if that works. Negative 5x times x gives me negative 5x squared. Negative 5x times negative 3 does give me 15x. If I multiply this out, I'm going to get x cubed minus 8x squared plus 22x minus 21. So you can see that I just used some logical reasoning and the idea that I knew one root to get the values. Okay, so a possible value would be that A is 3, R is 1, S is -5, and T, it looks like it would be 7. So now we know that x minus 3 times x squared minus 5x plus 7 will indeed equal x cubed minus 8x squared plus 22x minus 21. All right, now that's using multiplication. In this unit, we're going to be learning about ways to do that without having to do the area box every time, using what we call polynomial long division or synthetic division. All right, hopefully that was a helpful review of what we did in class today. Have a great day.